Hey, Alan here. Welcome to another one of my quick edit videos. As you probably know, I do a lot of artistic nude and bikini shoots in Devon, and not all of those are suitable to go on YouTube. This one's probably about as far as I can go really on the channel here. But if you do want to see me edit more of my pictures that are more adult in nature, then you can always head over to my Patreon page. The link's in the description below. If you want to see me edit more images, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, so YouTube notifies you next time I upload a video. So come on, let's dive into Lightroom and get started.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, this is the picture we're looking at today. This was taken on a beach shoot last year. So we're going to try and turn this into an amazing picture. First thing we do, as always, you should know by now, scroll down until we get to the lens corrections tab. That's right, remove chromatic aberration and enable profile correction. Once we've done that, we can apply a little bit of noise reduction. I'm going to go around the 20 mark, if I can hit the 20. Nope, maybe not. Okay, I'm going to go to 21. That's not going to make much of a difference, and I think that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Right, now the next thing we do, same as always, we come up and make sure our image is level. Okay, we can click the auto button and Lightroom will attempt to straighten it. And a little bit off there, I think. That's about right. Lightroom sometimes does a brilliant job, other times not so much. Okay, once we've done, we can click the done button and start our edit. We always start with these four sliders here. Okay, so highlights first, shadows, then whites and blacks. I'm going to bring the highlights down a touch. Go both ways to see what effect they have, but I just want to come down a little bit. Shadows I'm going to bring up quite a bit. Yep, all the way in fact. Now I hold the shift key down now so that Lightroom will automatically set the whites and the blacks for me. So I'm going to hold shift and double click whites, hold shift and double click blacks. And that's set them to where it thinks is the right place. You don't need to leave them there, but that's so that there's no whites blinding, so that I'm trying to think of how to explain it. It's the automatic points, so they're not peaking or ducking. There's no colors that aren't black that show as black, and there's no colors that aren't white showing as white. It just sets them just below where they, before it starts to blow out on the whites. If you look, if I increase it, see how lots of other colors become white. Okay, and it's the same effect with the blacks. So it helps you produce better tones. Right, the next thing we do is texture, clarity, and color. So with a model image, I wouldn't normally use too much texture because it can create horrible effects on skin tones. This model was quite young, so she's got pretty good skin, so it's not going to be a problem. But what I would normally do, and you can take more time than me, I'm just rushing this for the sake of showing you. You don't need to. We can go to texture here. Add clarity as well, and literally brush it on. Get a big brush and brush it on where I want it to go. A lot of people say, oh, why don't you blow out the background? But when you've got beautiful scenery like that, why would you ever want to blow the background out? Sometimes with some images, yeah, of course you want to. But when you're doing a shoot in a place that's, it's just beautiful around here. The coastline itself, the area. Why on earth would you want to blow that out and make it so that you can't see it? Not for me, I'm afraid. But anyway, as I said, I'd expect you to spend a little bit more time on your images than I'm taking, but that's just a rough brush over there with some texture and some clarity. You can even come back and edit that brush effect. I've brushed it on all over and then I click done. Perhaps now I want to add a bit more saturation maybe to that brush. I just come over here to the brush tool again, find my little dot on screen and click it once. Once it turns black, then I'm editing that area again. So now I could add some saturation in if I wanted to. Really bring the colors out. I need to add a little bit, but not that much. I could up the clarity, or even lessen the clarity if I wanted to. Anyway, once you're done, click done. But remember, you can always go back to them. They're not set in stone. If you change your mind, you can re-edit it. Right, I'm going to remove these two little boys here, because why not? I find things like that distracting. They're fishing boys, marking nets, I believe. That one's a 5K boy by the look of it. There we go, there's nothing else that needs to be removed using the spot removal. I think we've got everything there. Click done. Right, now we carry on with the edit. With a picture like this, I probably warm it up slightly. Just a touch like that. You don't want to go too much because you start to affect the skin tones and it just doesn't look right then. And then I'd probably boost the vibrance. The vibrance boosts all the colours apart from skin tones. So as you can see, her back there isn't changing its tone very much, whereas the rest of the image really is. So, like that. And I might even add a little bit of contrast. With something like this, you might get away with a split tone. I might try a medium split tone on there to see what it looks like. I'm not a fan of putting split tones on everything, but to show you how they work, there you go, that doesn't look too bad at all, does it?
Is that all you got? Let's begin now.
To be honest, I quite like both of those, so I'm going to leave it on for now. Then I can always export two copies, one with the split tone and one without the split tone. The only other thing I'd do on an image like that now would be to add a little vignette to darken the edges and bring your eyes into the focus of the picture. Not too much. Might even change the crop a little bit so that she's more on that line there, so we're using the rule of thirds. Just have to make sure the picture's level because it's still perfect. There we go, double click. And there you go, that's how I would leave that image. If you like the picture or the video, please consider liking and sharing it. And if you want to see more of my edits, hit subscribe and ring the bell. And as I say, some videos I can't put on YouTube because obviously YouTube has community standards that we can't break. So if you want to see those, I'll be putting those on my Patreon page. It's new, so I haven't got any Patreons yet, but if you'd like to support me, head over there. The link will be in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.